Greatness isn't born in comfort, it's forged in the dark. It's born when you lose everything you knew about yourself, but refuse to let the world break you. This is the journey of a kid who took his pain, his failures, and a basic laptop and rewrote the rules of the entire music industry forever. A story that helped him find himself after losing everything.
How do you feel about people who may not understand really what you do and claim that you're not really a musician? You know, there are some people who say, oh, this guy, he just pushes a lot of buttons and turns a lot of knobs. You've heard that.
Yeah.
Does that tick you off?
No, not at all. I think, like, parents just don't understand.
You think that's it?
It's easy for people that feel like they don't understand something to immediately bash it because they feel insecure that they don't understand what's cool and what's new. But all I say is, hey, if it's that easy, you can do it too.
Sonny John Moore was born on January 15, 1988 in Los Angeles in Highland Park area. He was raised by real estate agents who were Scientologists. The family moved constantly from LA to San Francisco and back. Sonny's adoptive father was a classic rock fan. He constantly played The Doors, Led Zeppelin, and Jimi Hendrix at home and in the car, which shaped Sonny's musical taste.
I was that kid banging on pots and pans, like just making music any way I could. And is when my dad first put on Riders on the Storm by The Doors. That was the first time I remember hearing music. And that kind of changed my life in the sense that, like, I remember having these little toy harmonicas that would just play all the time. Just whatever I can get my hands on, you know?
Due to frequent moves, Sonny had no stable friends. As a teenager, he was severely bullied by his peers for being emo, and at age 11, due to the constant bullying, his parents removed him from public school and homeschooled him.
Good at taking criticism and not letting it bother you, but I know that you had a lot of challenges when you were younger with bullying, in fact.
You're always bullied if you're an emo kid.
Right.
Yeah.
And that happened to you.
Yeah, but nothing like crazy happened to me to where it like scarred me for life.
You were homeschooled, right? After you were 11 years old, you were homeschooled, but I understand, a pretty relaxed homeschool environment.
Yeah.
And then at 16, you learned something that I think affected you pretty profoundly.
Yeah. I learned I was adopted, but I mean, at the time, everything is so profound when you're 16, you know?
And intense.
And intense. And that was like another reason why I was like, I'm gonna go discover myself and travel and make music. I found this band, I met them online, and I flew out to see them. They were called From First to Last. And I did that record with them when I was 16 and then like spent about 2.5 years touring with them.
It's where I don't go, and will I ever get home?
This when you're 16 years old, what did your mom and dad think of that?
They're probably like, what's going on? But they were, you know, really supportive of me doing music. And I mean, my dad is like my best friend. He's, you know, the only person I can get advice from.
Despite the differences between Sonny's parents and Skrillex, they supported him and encouraged him to develop in his own direction. Sonny performed in the band From First to Last, and everything seemed to be going well. But in 2006, the most horrific events in Skrillex's life occurred. Due to the aggressive vocals in From First to Last, Sonny severely tore his vocal cords during a performance at a festival in Los Angeles. He required several surgeries and was physically unable to sing as he once did. Departing at the height of his popularity in early 2007, when the band was at the peak of its popularity, Sonny made the difficult decision to leave to pursue a solo career. Fans of the rock band were furious and considered him a traitor. After leaving the rock band From First to Last, Sonny Moore was left penniless. The former teen idol had become a typical starving artist and squatter. He squatted in a semi-abandoned warehouse in downtown Los Angeles, a crime-ridden and grim industrial district. There were no amenities at all, no heating, no proper shower, not even a bed. Sonny slept on a mattress on the floor, wrapped in a jacket. He ate cheap instant noodles and spent every last penny from his rare, small DJ sets on internet bills just so he could upload his new tracks online. Everything was like this until DJ 12th Planet saw him on the street, and already at the beginning of 2010, Sonny released his first EP, My Name is Skrillex, under a new pseudonym, Skrillex. After that, they began touring together extensively.
My last song, I had to bring my boy Skrillex with me. Sonny Moore, take him away, boy.
Thank you very much. My name is Skrillex and sometimes I sing. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. This is your last chance. Let's see that mosh pit going one more time. It's time to get ready. Get to you.
In 2010, Skrillex brings a flash drive to deadmau5, which he likes, and he invites Skrillex on tour.
The Skrillex story that goes way back and is so long and is kind of sad, but it is what it is. I actually found Skrillex through a friend of mine who was producing a record online, and Sonny was contributing parts to this record. I guess as fate would have it, we both went to some event and Sonny showed up. We were all just hanging out at the back, and Sonny gave me his album on a USB key, and I took it home and listened to it, and I was like kind of blown away, because this was before, you know, dubstep was even dubstep. You know, it was, or what you know it is now. Dubstep back then sounded more like just reggaeton with, you know, some very small hints of electronic in it. That to me is what dubstep is. So then when someone says, oh hey, I love this dubstep, and I'm like, that's not dubstep, that's like it's half tempo drum and bass, like tech shit, you know. So but he was the first that I've ever heard of it, and it really did not have a huge following in North America. So I thought, well shit, let's put his thing out and see if it could fly. And it did very well. His first album that we released on Mousetrap did insanely well. So well, in fact, that his old record label that had a contract on him that didn't give a shit if he was making electronic music or not decided to pull the leash on him again and took him back. And then I said, hey, well, you know, I'm not even going to fight with that shit. So he went off and did his thing and then broke off and started his own label. And then, you know, dubstep became oversaturated and overplayed and overproduced, and everyone was Skrillex at the time. So I just kind of let him do his own thing, and you know, he didn't really want to break away from that, and that's his choice, so fair play to him.
Despite the fact that they stopped collaborating with the Mouse later, as he decided to return to his old label and later opened his own, Skrillex's career took off, and he received his first Grammy in 2012.
I think I was the only one billed under my real name. Hi, Sonny Moore, Skrillex. This is really crazy for me, man. Just a year and a half ago, I was making that song in my bedroom. I was actually living in an illegal warehouse space in downtown LA that didn't have a living zone, and we got kicked out. And I made that song and with a blown speaker, and I was writing down some notes. I didn't know if I was going to win or if anything was going to happen, but I wanted to thank some people. Blood Company, my manager Tim Smith, Kevin Leos, Chris Burns, of course AM Only, Lee Anderson, my agent who's awesome, Paul Morris, Michael Cohen, Dave Renee from Interscope, and Jackie Petrie, and the people who gave me my first remixes. Of course, Roadhog, my tour manager. I've been with him since I was 16, traveling the world playing punk music. And everyone at Biz 3, Catherine Clayton, Atlantic Big Beat, Craig Kalman, Liz Miller, Julia Greenwald, Leo Cohen, everyone over there. I have my record label, my Ausla crew. We got Zed hanging over there, man. Thank you, Zed, and Porter Robinson, and Cohen Sound. my mom, my dad, my family, my sister, my brother Martin Dodd, everyone at Main Stage, Peter Paterno, Leslie, and everyone in the EDM community, man. This means a lot to us. I know this has like been a crazy year for all of us. Everyone else in the categories, and just people that are making alternative music. And I think it's awesome that, you know, we're all getting recognized this year. And you know, there's a lot of people that have been here before us doing what we've been doing. You know, I think Justice Cross should have won a Grammy. I think, you know, Daft Punk should have won Grammys. But it's cool that now this year it's going to open doors for everyone. I mean, there's labels out there have been doing what we've been doing for a long time, like Dub Police and Never Say Die, and the list goes on. All the Croydon dub guys, you know, that started this all in 2003. It's crazy. I mean, you know, this is crazy. I mean, I remember talking to Diesel Boy one day. He was telling me that all the boats rise with the water, so this is cool. I'm gonna stop talking now. Thank you, guys.
Skrillex's life is starting to improve. He's touring endlessly, releasing numerous hit songs, and is on his way to conquering the big time in show business. Over the years, he's released many high-quality works that you've definitely heard.
Are you now that I need now?
Jim, it is hard to hold a conversation out here. The festival is well underway and you can hear it for blocks. That's one of the main concerns that people living over here have. You can see thousands of people enjoying Ultra below us at a handful of stages. The festival has been in Miami for more than 25 years, and the city is discussing a new contract that could keep it here for another 20. Neighbors say their voices haven't been heard, and it's not just noise levels. They want the city and Ultra to address traffic and communication concerns before any new contract is pushed through. We learned today the city is hosting a meeting about Ultra on April 2nd at 6 p.m. Residents plan to let leaders know exactly how this weekend plays out.
We're not asking Ultra to not have the concert. We're asking them to be a good neighbor. This is our home and it's where we live. And it's quite an imposition on us, but you know, we're trying to be okay with it, but we're asking for a little accommodation here with the level of noise because it is so disruptive to our lives.
At the 2015 Ultra Music Festival in Miami, many residents complained that the festival was located near a residential area and was preventing residents from sleeping in their apartments. It's worth noting that this didn't just affect Skrillex, who performed there, but all the artists. Rumor has it that this didn't stop Sony. On the contrary, he started doing some incomprehensible things during his performances, jumping on people, creating a mosh pit, which was very dangerous, and after several warnings from the organizers, he stopped performing.
My mom passed away only a couple months ago, actually.
So sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. She was also the most caring woman in the whole world. I think what she taught me ultimately was just taking care of your people. You know, when people come over, she was just always like, you know, making sure everyone had, you know, you want something to drink, you need water, you need some food. Like, she was that mom.
Must be hard.
Sure, of course.
And how's your dad doing?
My dad's awesome. My dad's the strongest person in the world, you know? Like, we like, can express our emotions for things together. And with my sister as well, we're there for each other. But, you know, we're also trying to be very optimistic and really appreciate life, like everyone should.
I read that your parents were Scientologists. Your dad still is.
Yeah.
But you are not.
No, I'm not a Scientologist, but my dad does it for himself, and it's something that's helped him forever.
And why didn't you want to, if both your mom and dad?
Well, I think the main part is that it's like you dedicate so much of your time to it, and my time was always spent doing music, and I wouldn't have been able to do what I'm doing now if I spent my time doing that.
Scientology gets a terrible rap, you know. Yeah. What do you make of that?
I think it's easy for a religion like that to get a bad rap because it's so sensationalized, and people want to get clicks and people want to sell magazines at the end of the day. And like, you got Tom Cruise jumping on couches, and that's like you know, with Oprah, and that whole thing was like hilarious. Being an artist and knowing what it's like to be taken out of context, or like at least to be criticized so much in the media, it's like, what is their intention at the end of the day? They're just trying to get a reaction. And I think if you're doing something that makes you happy, and that's all that matters.
Run for them life. When I step into the jungle, say they wanna group up. They better move up, never gonna win a Royal Rumble. But when I come through, you know what I love to. I send shots for your team and leader. I make a witness decide to vacate. The war's getting sweet just like a ride. Yo, listen, you hear that? Killers in the jungle. Killers in the jungle. Killers in the jungle. Yo, listen, you hear that? Killers in the jungle. Killers in the jungle. Killers in the jungle.
In 2023, everyone was shocked by what they saw. Skrillex had changed, as if he'd been reborn. His appearance had changed. He said goodbye, iconic emo bangs and glasses. Sonny returned with a new, mature image that changed the direction of his music. That year, he actively collaborated with 4TET, Fred Again, who became a local meme in the EDM community, where they trolled each other based on their skill. Skrillex changed for the better and made friends after everything he went through. He slept in abandoned buildings. There were a lot of scandals around him. He was accused of things he did not do. His mother died and her death was difficult for him. He even drank alcohol and left the music industry for 8 years, but came back as a completely new person. He was able to come back because he believed in what he was doing.
Electronic recording. The nominees are Aphex Twin, James Blake, Disclosure, Romy and Fred Again, Skrillex, Fred Again, and Flo Dan.
And the Grammy goes to Skrillex, Fred Again, and Flo Dan. Team LA, Fred Again.
40 seconds. The first thing I want to say to anybody young out there who wants to make music or an artist, the best advice I ever got was success is something that you attract, not something that you try to chase or catch. The other thing I want to say is for all the young people and everyone out here, I know the world is crazy right now. I really hope that we can actually start listening to each other, and that everyone on the other side of the aisle or anyone on a different perspective, we realize that they're not enemies, and I really hope we can start listening to each other and having conversations. And the last thing I want to say is, of course, big love to Fred Again, big love to Flo Dan. Flo Dan is one of the biggest inspirations in underground music in my life. Excuse me, I have a cold right now. And to have a Grammy with those guys, my best friends, making music that we just love, not trying to make a hit, not trying to do anything but push culture forward. This is for those guys, and thank you everybody, and congratulations to everyone being here. Justin, nice to see you.
The Grammys moment was deliberate. Skrillex has always positioned himself as a private artist, but here he's actually inviting everyone to connect with each other and build a community together. This further proves that Skrillex has changed for the better. Speaking of which, remember when Skrillex was accused of causing chaos at his concerts? The next segment proves otherwise and demonstrates his love for his audience.
Tranquilo, tranquilo. Can we turn the house lights on, please? 1 second. Tranquilo.
If you need to get out, take some time right now to get out of the front. They seem like they're okay, but if you need some time to get out, step to the right a little bit, just this way a little bit. Poquito. Okay? You okay? You okay? If you need to come out, just step to the right. Just slow, slow, slow. Breathe. Tranquilo, tranquilo. Please, 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 please. Shh. Shh. Tranquilo, tranquilo, tranquilo. Okay, she's okay. Tranquilo. Everybody okay here? Just take a little step, little step. They look okay over here. Can we just take a little step back, everybody? Just if you're squishing somebody, just take a little step back, please. Okay, she's okay too. You look all right? All right, you're okay, cool. Oh, hi. Love you too. Oh my gosh. I don't want anyone to get hurt, please. We cannot get hurt tonight. We cannot get hurt tonight. We can't. We need to take care of each other, please. We cannot get hurt tonight. You okay? Okay. Te amo. It's a lot of people in here with a lot of beautiful energy, but we need to respect each other's space, okay? Tranquilo, tranquilo, tranquilo. Don't throw stuff. Tranquilo. Please, let's be safe. Come on, we want the show to go on. We just need to chill out a little bit.